Temin is my favorite male solo artist, so I'm heavily biased. I think he has mastered this kind of male solo song with his choreography, this sexy lyrics and vibe. He doesn't need any gimmicks to stand out. I can get attracted to this because I see an artist performing his art. Let's compare this, for example, with many years ago, like Rain. I think it's the parallel of Taeyeon. Why we don't get a strange collaboration between Temin and one of the BTS members? Hello guys, it's Juneri. I'm an artist, developer and producer, and today I'm going to watch Temin's Sexy in the Air.
새롭게 타오르는 나를 원해 나의 심장 소리 massive engine roar 널 끌어당긴 나의 세계 원해 그 목적지는 내가 만들어 Ooh, can't you feel it? Sex is in the air Sex is in the air 감각이 깨어나는 타이밍 Sex is in the air Trapping my love Sex is in the air 환상의 trouble I'ma be able Something that turn me down Now, now, now Making me crazy Making me spin around round, round. I'ma be loyal 누가 날 시험해 알려줄게 내가 누군지 You cannot lose me I'ma make me proud, proud, proud Ooh, can't you feel it? Sex is in the air Sex is in the air 감각이 깨어나는 타이밍 Sex is in the air Trapping my love Sex is in the air Damn, this is crazy. What am I gonna do now?
Okay.
Cause 영원히 담긴 heart Cause I'm desperately trying to find my freaking real 그 모든 걸 펼칠 time 자유로운 나를 유영하는 feeling oh, yeah. Sure 너와 함께 sex is in the air Sure 이 순간에 sex is in the air 또 다른 나의 꿈 같은 세계에 oh, yeah. 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 Sex is in the air. Sex is in the air.
So I want you to know, guys, that Temin is my favorite male solo artist, so I'm heavily biased. Whatever I'm gonna say, it doesn't mean I'm against your personal favorite. It's just he's my favorite, and it's very hard for me to find any flaws, any bad things to say. I love his voice always. I think it's the best vocal out there in when it comes to solo male artists, and I'm talking about the type of the vocal. I'm not talking specifically for the skill, but of course the skill is very high. I'm just talking about the specific. I just like listening to his vocal, and that comes from a guy. Guys usually like to listen to girls' voices, but I really enjoy Temin, what he has been doing. He captured me, especially with Move. That was the first, and everything after that has been fantastic. Of course, I've been knowing Temin since Signing. and when they debuted back then, anyways, way back. And I've been following SHINee and everything related to SHINee. Where do I start? The beat is fantastic. It has all the energy. The vocal is out of this world, super nice, and the lyrics too. Be simple but also have depth, very smartly written lyrics. Then we get to the music video. Everything is happening in the music video. We start the black and white here, and then we get to this alternating theme between fire and rain, blue and red, with all this fantastic work going on here, these fireworks. When it comes to choreography, there is no comment to make. It's Taemin. Of course, it's gonna be an extremely good choreography, and it shows everywhere, every frame I click, there is Taemin dancing in some really nice move. I think he has mastered this kind of male solo kind of song with this choreography and this kind of sexy kind of lyrics and vibe. I'm saying that because I reviewed a couple of solo songs from BTS, for example, some BTS members. Personally, I like this way more. Not saying those were not fantastic releases, and I know many of those artists are actually writing their own songs. They're very matured, and that's really admirable. That's really great. I just really like the vocal to begin with. I like his voice. I like his appearance, of course, too, but I really like his voice. I'm captivated when that doesn't exactly happen with many other male solo artists. There is a lot of things going on in the music video. It's a little party. They designed all this visual art, and they're there to perform really nicely. Taemin has done many expensive music videos as well, but sometimes he goes with this kind of simplistic, but we say simplistic and look at the lighting of this set, how well constructed it is, how well lit. The cinematography is also really nice. He doesn't need any gimmicks to stand out. He's dressed up kind of simply. Sometimes he just has a t-shirt on, and that already looks sexy in the air. Sometimes he goes a bit more complex, like this kind of outfits here, but in general he remains simple, but he can make this kind of simple into a really nice images, something really nice to watch and listen to. I think it's the parallel of Taeyeon. Of course, we're talking about different kind of music and different kind of skill set. I'm just saying how Taeyeon keeps making really nice music. She has her style, and you can see continuity. She goes deep into this kind of concepts and vibes that are ageless in terms of no matter how old she gets, she can keep doing them. And that's really nice to find in K-pop, because many times as artists get older, they lose interest because they keep trying to do this kind of diva solo concepts, but those don't work that well anymore if you are over 30s. But Taeyeon has been doing these mysterious concepts, and here's Taemin doing his own mysterious and sexy concepts, and this is really nice. I guess it sells well. Let's compare this, for example, with many years ago, like Rain. Rain was a great artist, and what he was doing, it was working really well back in the day. But then as he aged, he kept trying to do this overly sexy kind of concepts with his t-shirt off and just dancing, and people are like, that's nice, that's admirable. His old fans, of course, really liked it, but it's very hard to capture new fans with that kind of concept. But Taemin is doing a bit toned down from that level. See, there's all this rain, and he could be almost naked dancing in the rain. He's not trying that, okay? He's just showing off. He's showing off how good he is. He's showing off his skills, his bodily moves. He's not showing off his body. He's showing his art, and that's really admirable. That's what I really like, and that's why I, as a guy, also I can get attracted to this, because I see an artist performing his art. He's not trying to sell his men attribute. He's just showing his art, so I see him as an artist. I really enjoy it, and of course, fantastic vocal. Perfect release again from Taemin. 10 out of 10. Maybe if I was not such a big fan, this would still be like 9.5. I'd give 10 because that's my favorite. Why we don't get a strange collaboration between Taemin and one of the BTS members, two guys doing their stuff, their art? That would be fantastic. Maybe it already happened and I don't know about it, so sorry if that's the case, but I'm just imagining things here. So in any case, absolutely perfection. I have nothing more to say. Keep releasing fantastic greatness music, Mr. Taemin.